All right, welcome back to 40-Day Refresh. Remember, our goal, I'm going to keep reiterating it over and over again, to create order in your life so that you get mentally clear, so that we get a clear plan of the direction that you want to be taking your life over the next year. That is our goal, to get to this place where we submit a one-year plan to be moving towards in our life. If you don't have the online course yet or the daily email series, you can go to danielfoley.net/40-day refresh. The number 40-day refresh, and you can find it there. You can get registered for it there. But today we're going to talk about the next mindset principle for making better decisions, which is what I call the table turner. Now, this comes from the book of Esther in the Bible. We see that a law was written. The king wrote a law that was effectively going to destroy the Jewish people. And in those days, once a law was written, it could not be undone. It could not be done away with. Once it was written, it was done. But Queen Esther goes to the king and she asks him to write a new law. And that new law, it says, turns the tables and puts the Jewish people back in control. So this new law supersedes the old law. Okay, Jesus in the New Testament we see is the table turner. We see him go into the temple and he turns over the tables. He is the table turner, and he brings in the new covenant, which supersedes the old covenant and puts you back in control. And so in life, there are things that I call the table turners. The table turner is the one thing that really matters. You've probably heard of the 80-20 principle about 20% of the things you do produce 80% of the results. What I want to tell you is that it's even more amplified than that, and that 1% of the things that you do actually produce 99% of the results. And so that one thing, the one thing that you do, is actually responsible for 99% of the results. That thing is what I call the table turner. It's the thing that deflects the flow of pressure in your life. When you have an area that's under pressure in your life, you find the table turner. It's the one thing that deflects the flow of pressure and puts you back in control and lifts you back up in that area of life. And so in each area of life, there are what I call table turners. In your health, in your finances, in your family, in your overall life, there are table turners in every single area. Part of our job is to begin to identify them. So, everything you do contributes to your results, but not everything contributes the same amount. And so we want to find these table turners. What are the things that give us the most leverage, that give us the most control, and put us back in charge, so to speak, in our lives? We want to find these table turners. As we get into the practical areas of life, I'm going to be sharing with you what I think are some of those table turners, but I want to share the principle with you first here of the table turner, and then we're going to start to go over what some of those things are when we get into the practical areas of life later on in this program. But I hope this helps. Begin to think about, what are the table turners in each area of my life? What would those be? What are the things that are producing most of the results for me in my life? And they're usually simple. They're usually easy things that have tremendous impact, tremendous bang for your buck for very little effort, is usually what I found to be the case with these table turners.